So the brother come up, he like, hey, bro, you need to go do some work. Stop trying to holler at all the girls. You always be trying to holler at all the girls. Every new girl that come here, you always trying to holler at them. Listen, what's your name? What's your name? Nah, don't holler at him. I'm the good brother. This the hoe. I'm the good brother. I'm like, okay.
Back up on the move, touchdown in my hometown, got nothing to lose. I am on my own now, I am in control now. Ain't need you to go now, I can fix my own crown. Back up on my boo.
Hey y'all, it's The Breeze and you're plugged into The Breeze Lifestyle. If this not your first time here, you already know we locked in, friend. Either way, thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you want to support your girl some more, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to see more of me, then follow me on Instagram and TikTok at TheBreeze Lifestyle 777. Make sure y'all do y'all girl a solid and hype your girl up, period. Hype this video. It helps more people see the video, and especially if you like the video, I think you should hype it up. Say no. But for real. And y'all, if y'all got crazy story times and y'all need advice on anything, or you just want to ask me a question, then send those questions and stories to askthebreeze777@gmail.com. If you want dating advice or you got some crazy dating, because you know these ninjas out here be crazy. So if you got some crazy dating stories, make sure you send those to datingwiththebreeze@gmail.com. Period. Now, friends, I gotta tell y'all something. So you can skip a couple seconds if you want to, but friends, it's like a bittersweet moment. I gotta talk to y'all. We need to talk. We gotta talk, okay? So I just want to say, when I was moving to Atlanta, I told my friends I was moving, but I told my friends I had an idea of moving, but when it got real, I kind of waited to the last minute to tell them. And one particular friend, we had a trip planned. Her name Zane. We had a trip planned to Atlanta. And I didn't let her know, this was actually me moving. She was going to have to fly back by herself. So, yeah, I was going to do something and then just tell y'all at the last minute. But I'm like, I'm going to learn from my mistakes. Y'all my friends. Y'all been locked in for so long. So I got to, let y'all know in advance. So 9 out of 10, you already know, I'm going through a journey, spiritual journey. I'm on my walk with God, right? And I just feel like 2026, I'm 33. It's time to move on from the past. And just like with me telling these stories, sometimes it's just I get wrapped into my emotions, or I just be drawn back into my past. So, friend, my story time is coming to an end. Now, I'm not saying I'm never going to tell story times again, but when it comes to telling story times about the past, I'm kind of over that. I did Breezeuary. I'm actually recording this today, January 31st, and I'll probably record 3 more videos to give y'all at least one story time a week for February. But I'm taking a break, so if you don't see me commenting on your comments and stuff, y'all please flood me with comments and show me love. But I'm taking a break from social media all February. I'm not going to be on here, and I just really need to reflect, regroup, reconnect, and reconstruct. So I say all that to say, the Breeze lifestyle is changing, and we're gonna have different content. So if you have content that you want to see from me, definitely let me know in the comments too. I'm gonna make a community post. But yeah, y'all, I just had to let y'all know so you don't be like, where's Breeze? What's going on? Yeah, and I really was very strategic about what stories I was telling in January, because it is some stories that I'm not going to be able to tell, but I made sure I told the juiciest ones so I don't leave my friends hanging for real. So I really hope that you enjoy Breezeuary, and I hope that you enjoy these last few story times in February. And I hope, because I know when making this decision, a lot of people are only here for my story times. But I feel like if you're my real friend, you're going to support all of my content. And if you already had that in your mind, I really love you down, friend. It's a little scary because I want to grow my channel, but I also want to grow in real life. So that's the journey that I'm on. And I just had to let y'all know before we get into the story time that, yeah, things in the Breeze lifestyle is changing, because I am the Breeze and my lifestyle is changing. So Y'all done got all the crazy drama-filled stories, and I'm gonna make sure we go out with a bang. So I got one story I've been keeping on tuck in my pocket. I really didn't know if I wanted to tell it, but friend, for you, I'm gonna tell it. That's not this story though. It's gonna be like the last story. But anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and get into the story time. This is like bittersweet. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's really coming to an end. Again, I'm a little nervous because I do feel like a lot of people gonna leave me, but I feel like it's a testament and a testimony, because it's like when you are in like your party phase, like when I was partying, I had a lot of friends and I was doing things that right now I don't do anymore, and I really don't have friends. So it's like when I move on from just drama and entertainment and I start showing more of my lifestyle and different type of content that I really enjoy creating, whoever there is supposed to be there. Whoever's not is not. So if you are like, listen, girl, I'm only here for the story time, just know I still love you, friend, and I really appreciate you. If you're excited for the new chapter of the Breeze lifestyle, I will not disappoint you, friend. I promise. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, listen, y'all. I had to get cute today because the video, the story I'm about to tell y'all is like high key embarrassing. But I'm gonna tell y'all because it's kind of wrapped up into like another crazy little situation. So let's go ahead and get into it. How do I want to start this? Okay. Oh, I don't want to give y'all too much information. I did talk about this dude in the story. I'm not going to tell y'all which one. If you figure it out, you figure it out. We really locked in, friend. If you could figure this out, we locked in. But yeah, in one of my older story times, I talked about this dude. But I'm gonna skip how we met. I'm gonna skip all of that. Let's just say, I was working at a job and I was fed up with it, so I ended up quitting that job, right? So me and him had actually applied to this other job and he got the job. Now, this dude did not drive. So he was living with his mama. He not from here. So him and his mama moved down here. Actually, his mom moved down here first and then he came down here, right? So he was living with his mama and his mom had like health conditions. So I didn't judge him for living with his mom. He paid bills. It's not like he was just leeching off of his mom. He really like gave his mom way more money than he should, but she was having health problems, so I definitely understand the sentiment. And he was the baby of the family. So we both applied for the job and we both got the job. And he would come over to my house sometimes, and me and him and my mom was kind of just talking about the job, how we was excited. And he was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to just Uber over here. I don't know how much that's gonna cost, because the job was overnight. So my mom is just like, well, I mean, you can stay here. Hey, mama, get up out of here. She was like, you can stay here. He was like, really? And I was looking at her too, like, really? Like, why would you, mind you, this is my boyfriend at the time. So I'm just thinking to myself, like, why was she, like, we was fresh boyfriend and girlfriend. So I was just like, I don't like that, because I feel like for me, first of all, I came to Atlanta and I had one mindset and I feel like I failed myself low key. But I told myself the only dude in history of TheBreeze that ever lived with me was my baby dad, Finesse. So I'm like, never ever will I let another ninja live with me. But she offered it, he got excited, then he looked at me like, is that cool with you? And it's so many times in my life where I made the wrong decision because I felt cornered. She should have came to me like, hey, do you want us to offer to stay? And I would have said, no way, Jose. But at that point, I'm like, dang, like, he done quit his job with me. Like, we both quit the job. And now we working this job. And it's like, I felt bad. So I was like, yeah, like, it's okay with me, whatever. Worst decision ever. Don't ever let no ninja stay with you, period. So, cool. So everything was going pretty good at first. And we was working together. So we worked together, but we worked in different departments, which was cool. I'm glad we didn't get the same department. So we did training or whatever. And then it was when I got to my section, it was like, it was a lot of people over there, but main characters is gonna be, I didn't think of a name. Let me think of a show. All right, we're gonna do SpongeBob. When I first moved over there, the first person that I got linked up with, like, had to like shadow or be with, her name was Sandy. Sandy was cool. Like she was young, she was turned. She reminded me of who I thought I was, like when I was young. But you could tell she was really about that. Like she was from New York. She came down here a little while ago. She was a scammer. Like she was a scammer. She was talking about sugar daddies and all of that. And I'm just like living through her. Like first conversation, like I knew that was my homegirl. Like we was lit or whatever. So I'm like, okay. I actually never really hung out with her outside of work besides what I'm going to tell y'all. But yeah, she was real cool. Like she was, mind you, we worked overnight. So she was always like the life of the party, and she blew down too. So, you know, she was telling me, she had been there for a couple of years. So she was like telling me the ins and the outs of like working there, like, you know. So cool. So I'm working with her, cool. And I don't really want to tell y'all. We was working at a warehouse. I don't care. I'm gonna just tell y'all because I don't know how to make it make sense, right? So we was working in a warehouse where we had to like unload trucks, right? So we would have to unload trucks and then put them on this belt and like scan them. She was a scanner, so I was learning how to scan. And I like being a scanner because either you in the truck and it was wintertime, so you would be cold in the truck lifting, and then you'd be hot because you sweating, or you could be scanning and just doop 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 doop. So I like doing that. But the way she was doing it, she was a pro, okay? So anyway, so I'm talking to her, we cool, whatever, we go on break. So when we go on break, she introduced me to this dude. His name, we're gonna call him Squidward. So she introduced me to Squidward or whatever, and she was like, yeah, like asking Squidward if he wants to go outside and blow. And I was like, y'all be blowing on y'all break? She was like, yeah, I blow before I get here. I blow on my break and I blow on my way home. Like, that's the only way I make it through the day. So I was like, oh my gosh, mind you, this is my first day, like, outside of training. And I was just like, like, I don't know. And then I see my boyfriend pulling up, like, walking, because okay, how do I explain it? Let's say the door is right here. This how, can you see me? Okay, the door is right here. When we walk in, my department is right here, and then he got to work further and down, and his department is over there. So by the time like I was walking up and I was talking to them for like 3-4 minutes, and then I wasn't gonna go with them anyway because I was scared to just be stoned like on my first day or whatever. And I see my boyfriend pulling up, so I was just like, or walking up. So I was just like, nah, I'm cool. Like I'll see you when you get back. She was like, all right, cool. So her and Squidward was like, oh, it's nice to meet you. Like, you know, I'm glad you work here. Like just saying little things to me. I'm like, all right, whatever. I see my man coming. Let me just, you know, whatever. So we just talking. We go in the actual break room. So we just talking about our first day or whatever. He like, yeah, it's cool over there. It's a lot of work, but it's cool. I'm like, yeah, it's cool over here too. Like my manager did not play. Okay, she did not play. So I'm like, yeah, she's strict. Like she don't play no games. Like she don't want nobody sitting around because it's a lot of YNs that work in this job, right? So they be playing around. She be walking around. Hey, go home. Like she literally sent people home. I was like, oh yeah, I can't play no games with her. So anyway, so cool. So that happened. That was cool, right? So we go back to work and I'm scanning or whatever, or I'm helping scan or whatever. So when they came back, Squidward came up to me and was like, oh, you know, hey Breeze, it's really nice to meet you. Like, do you blow on trees? I'm like, yeah, I do. He was like, okay. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun. Like now we turning up or whatever. I'm like turning up, like we at work. He like, yeah, you gonna see, you gonna see. So I'm like, okay. So then he had a brother. We're gonna call him Patrick. So he had a brother named Patrick. So as he talking to me, his brother come up. Mind you, this is happening kind of fast. This is right when we coming from break. So we probably got a minute before the belts start moving again. So the brother come up, he like, hey bro, you need to go do some work. Stop trying to holler at all the girls. You always be trying to holler at all the girls. Every new girl that come here, you always trying to holler at them. Listen, what's your name? What's your name? Nah, don't holler at him. I'm the good brother. This the hoe. I'm the good brother. I'm like, okay. Like, I'm just cracking up. And they was like kind of bickering back and forth and they end up getting on the truck. So, Sandy was like, girl, don't pay them no mind. Because the manager started coming around. She's like, girl, don't pay them no mind. Let's just do our scanning. Like, you know, whatever. So we doing our scanning. Cool. So that day go by, nothing really happened for that week. Like I would see them, we would interact a little bit, cool. So I'm talking to my man, and we about to get our first paycheck. Something happened with his check where What happened? I think he put the wrong number for direct deposit or something like that. No. We put our direct deposits in this week, right? But they said it's gonna take 2 weeks for our direct deposit. So we went and we got our check. When I went and got my check, we went together. But when I got my check was there. He got his check wasn't there. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like, mind you, it actually had been like 2 weeks since we worked. So I'm a little brokey, but at the end of the day, that's my man. So I feel like now that you live with me, the way me and my family rock out, we don't buy food without buying food for everybody. We don't like eat without cooking for everybody. Like we are a family, like a giant tree. But no, for real, like we real family. Like ain't no what's mine is mine. Like, no, ours is ours. So now I just feel like, dang, like I got a whole nother teenage son. Like that's what it started to feel like very quickly. Like I got a teenage son. Now, mind you, before we had switched jobs and all of that, he was like paying for me to get my nails done. So I will say that he was paying for me to get my nails done. That was cool. That stopped. That stopped because he wasn't getting money. Now that he wasn't living with his mom was like haggling him about rent, haggling him about her being broke and this and that. Again, I have a soft spot for the mama because she's going through medical issues, but she also blew on Tree very much heavily. Okay. And it's like, no, like you're okay. I'm getting too above myself. But let's just say, long story short, he was living with us for like 3 months and never paid a dime in rent. I think out of 3 months, he might have given my mom $100, like off the strength, but never helped out. My mom really wasn't asking for nothing, but it's like even if somebody don't ask for nothing, you can make sure that you clean up. You can make sure that you put groceries in the house. Like if they're not asking you for rent, like earn your keep. Like don't just take advantage of somebody who's not asking you for no rent. I don't know what y'all think. Is that my mom's fault that she didn't ask for nothing, or is that his fault that as a man you should know if you staying somewhere for free, like you can't just be giving all your money to your mama. Like, come on now. So that started to irritate me with him. So, so cool. So let's just say a couple weeks go by at the job. So now I'm cool with Sandy. We got a couple other homegirls or whatever. They don't really need no part in it. So this is when I'm dating it, but whatever. But do y'all remember back in the day where PS5s, when they first came out, and it was very limited? Okay, you could not just go online and buy a PS5. Like I don't know what was going on, but like PS5s was really limited. So we had this truck. First, okay, I'm sorry. First, before the PS5, we had this truck, and it's like certain trucks you knew what they was, or like people would be opening the boxes, like because it wasn't just trucks from people shipping stuff. It was trucks from companies shipping stuff from to customers as well. So it was this one truck, and I guess it had like electronics on there, like iPads, iPhones, AirPods, all of that. When I tell you, Patrick, Sandy, and Squidward was all like stealing. And mind you, this warehouse got cameras galore, and you don't even know where all the cameras is. If they in training, they told us like if you steal, it ain't just you stealing, it ain't just you getting fired, baby. You're going to jail. Okay, we're suing you and you're going to jail. So I knew off the rip, like I'm not about to play with them. Like nope, I am not. Now, what I had learned, because at first it's like you can't bring your phone in there, you can't bring nothing in there, nothing like that. People had a way of sneaking their phone in there because they would wear steel toe boots and like they would just put their phone under their shoe or whatever. But I found out that AirPods did not trigger the metal detector, and then if I had my Apple Watch, then I'll be cool, so I could listen to music because it got once I started getting the swing of things, like it would get boring just to be sitting there. First they had music, then they talking about they can't play music no more. Like it just got to be a lot. So by 3-4 weeks, I knew what I was doing. I was on my own. You're never really on your own. It's like 2 to 3 people to a truck, and it might be 1 or 2 people scanning, right? So on this particular truck, it was me, um, Patrick, Squidward in the truck, and then um Sandy was scanning. So Sandy so like locked in this job, she knew people who knew what trucks was going to be where, you know? So basically, she picked the truck that she wanted to scan, and based off of her standing there, they knew what truck to go in. But I didn't at before this time, I didn't know what they was doing. But I was real cool with Sandy. So I used to always typically like just hop on her trucks if I didn't get a scanner. You had to hurry up and get a scanner. If you ain't get a scanner, you on that truck. So I get on the truck first and then they hop on. So they like, oh Breeze, what you doing on this truck? Because usually I guess when they do, because this was around holiday time now. I guess usually they do this every year, don't get caught. And usually when they do this, I guess they got another wingman who be doing stuff too. So I'm like, oh, like, you know, I'm just on the truck. They're like, you don't want another truck? I'm like, no, like I'm already on here. I don't want no other truck. Like, and we used to get them chewy trucks. Like chewy, you knew that was gonna be heavy dog food, cat food, stuff like that. So this truck pretty much look decent, and I know my girl is cool, like, you know, so no, I don't want no other truck. So they kind of like huff and puff a little bit, but of course they wasn't gonna move because they knew what was in the truck. So cool. So I'm just doing my normal routine, and I'm just getting stuff, putting on the thing, getting stuff, putting on the thing. And I noticed, like, as I'm like working hard, these people looking through packages. Like, at first I didn't notice that they was look, because some packages you could tell if you read it, it'll say from Apple or from Samsung or something. Like, it don't say Apple on the outside, but when you see who it's coming from, you know, like, you know. So they like looking at the labels, like trying to find different stuff. And I'm like, what y'all doing? And then Patrick was like, mind your business, Breeze. Mind your business, Breeze. You wasn't even supposed to be on here. Da, da, da. So Square was like, don't talk to my girl like that. Don't talk to my girl like that. Now, mind you, and before this, I did talk to Squid, no, I did talk to Patrick, and he asked me because he seen me walking with my boyfriend one day. So I did talk to Patrick, and he was like, "Oh, you got a boyfriend?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Oh, that dude that you be walking with?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "That's your boyfriend?" Because mind you, he really wasn't cute, but I liked him. He was cool. But anyway, so yeah, I was like, "Yeah, that's my boyfriend." He was like, "Oh wow, I would have never guessed that." Mind you, that might have been like a week ago. So now we on this thing, and his brother's talking about, don't talk to my girlfriend like that. So Patrick was like, man, she got a boyfriend. She got a boyfriend. And then Square was like, Breeze, you cheating on me? You cheating on me, Breeze? He like, man, her boyfriend ugly as I don't know what. Like, you could have had a chance because she like ugly ninjas, da da da. I'm like, yeah, not too much of my boyfriend. Why y'all fiddling through the packages? Like, what are y'all doing? He was like, be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. So I'm just like, what? He was like, just don't, you know, just keep doing what you're doing. Because the camera obviously can't get to the back of the truck. It's like, if this is the front of the truck, the camera can probably see like right here. But if you further in the back, like it's dark, so you can't really see or whatever. So I was just like, okay, whatever. Obviously they doing something. I don't want nothing to do with it, because if they pull me in the office, I might have to sing like a canary if they threatening my job. I don't know. I don't know. Call me what you want, but I needed that job. So I just keep doing my thing. I'm ignoring them. Well, acting like I'm ignoring them. I'm not saying nothing no more, but I'm seeing them. And now I seen them like get these packages and put them to the side. So let's say for every 2 packages they put to the side, then they'll grab packages and they'll come like more to the front so the camera could see that they putting packages on there, right? So let's say the truck is like halfway done now. They probably got 10 packages pushed to the side, right? Because I did try to grab one of them packages and they was like, nah, like you do that side, you do that side. So I'm like, all right. So they was like, Sandy. And she was like, oh, okay, okay. So she was like, Breeze, you want skin? Like, you know, because you moving a little slow and I can help put the packages on. Like we can switch. And I was just like, okay, like I'm still not thinking too much of it. I know that something is weird, but I'm not even thinking, because as much as they went hard about stealing in the training, I know these ninjas not stealing. I don't know what they doing. They doing something weird, but I just know like these ninjas ain't stealing. And I would actually rather do the scanner. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm scanning, and I think she did because she scanned real fast. And at that point, I was scanning like medium. Like, you know, I can't do, but I can do, I'm pretty good. So she know that she can just put them boxes down, do what she doing. Put them boxes down, do what she doing. So I'm just looking, scanning, and I'm scanning, I'm looking. They open up boxes. And they open it up. I don't know what she got, but they open it where they can take the thing out and still scan. Like, I'm still going to scan the box. So they take it out, they put the box on the belt, and I could feel it was light. But sure, we do be having some light packages, but I just was like, doop, doop, because this ain't none of my business, but I definitely did see them, right? So cool. So I was like, oh my gosh, like, get me up off this truck, because typically who you start with is basically going to be who you finish with. So I'm like, shoot, what I'm going to do after I'm done scanning this truck, I'm going to the bathroom, and then I'm going to find me somewhere else to go, because this is just too much. So cool. So we get done that truck, and she was like, you know, you can just hold my scanner all day. That's fine. Like, you can hold it all day. We're going to do number 7 next. And I was like, okay. Like, I felt like pressured, because she like, we gonna do it. And I'm just like, okay. Now she want me to be the scanner, obviously, because she seen that I didn't say nothing when I seen them stealing. So all day they stealing, and I'm not understanding like how they gonna get this stuff out of here. I still don't know to this day how they got that stuff out of there, because we still have to go through a metal detector when we leave. I don't know everything they got, but afterwards they was talking about, I seen on her story, because we follow each other on Instagram. I seen on her story she was selling phones and she was selling AirPods. That's how I knew like what was like in the truck or whatever. So I was like, wow. Literally the very next day, she talking about she's selling AirPods, she's selling phones. I'm just like, oh my gosh. So I want to say maybe a week later, mind you, after that, I kind of avoided being on their truck, like, you know, whatever. But sometimes I still would be on their truck, but I was like, I try not to be. But okay, so like a week later, in this meantime, in between time, my boyfriend finally got his check from 1 week, but now the direct deposit don't work. So by the time he get his check, it's been like 2 weeks. He only get 1 week worth of check, and now his mama dang near taking all the check. So it's like, all right, let's say he got $50, so that's gonna last us 2 days, and then like that's him kind of paying for his own stuff, kind of. But then for the rest of the week, like if I go to Chick-fil-A and I want to get something, I'll be like, dang, like I want a large fry and I want a milkshake. But he the type that even if he don't got money, he gonna order the most. That's why I say he felt like my son, because that's what my son do. My son never got no money, but he want to order the most. So I just feel like if you ain't got no money and you know that I'm paying for you, it don't matter what I get, baby boy. Like I will always be like, what you want? And he'd be like, I don't know, you go first. Because he wanted to test, he wanted to see how much money I had without asking how much money I had. Because one time he tried to get me with the, you know, what's mine is yours, what's yours is mine. No. Because you don't got as much as I got. What's yours is yours, what's mine is mine. And we can share in the meantime in between time, but you don't have to ask me how much money I got in my bank account. You don't have to ask me how much money I make, all of that. Like, yeah, I don't, we ain't married. I don't rock like that. So anyway, so cool. So I was just getting fed up with him, not gonna lie, like, because we both work in these same hours, and he will complain about the job so much. I will say, because I was taking stuff off of the truck and he was putting stuff onto the truck. So I will say his job was a little harder than mine, but you're a whole man. I'm out here. Ninjas do not like to help you. When you in that field, I'm telling you, ninjas don't care if you're a boy or you're a girl. They do not like to help you. I'm just like, he's complaining. I'm not complaining. Every time we get tree, I'm the one buying the tree. He did finally. I took him to get his license. I taught him how to drive with my car. Like, you know, it's not that he didn't know how to drive at all. He just wasn't comfortable in all situations, but he, like, you know, he was okay. But I got to help him get his license or whatever. I was just helping improve him, and that's why I don't go off of potential anymore, because I just feel like you shouldn't need me to get you to ground zero. Like, you should need me maybe for some motivation, but you should already know where you going, what you doing, and yeah. Anyway. So cool. So this particular week, the PS5s dropped, and it was like a thing. Like, a lot of people knew that the PS5s was coming because they was talking about it or whatever. And people would be joking like they're going to steal a PS5. So it's a Friday. So this Friday, my boyfriend actually didn't come to work. I don't think he really was feeling good or whatever. So I don't know how she knew again, but she knew that the PS5 was going to be on a specific truck. So she kind of like walked in when I walked in. At this point, I am blowing down before I get to work. I'm just not blowing down on my brakes. So cool. So she walks in with me or whatever, and she was like, "Yeah, this is gonna be a good day. It's Friday. We in and out. Da da da. We gonna be on the same truck, and you can scan." So I'm like, "Okay, cool, whatever." She guaranteed, like, made sure I had a scanner. So whatever. I knew it probably was a little fishy. Actually, honestly, at the time, I wasn't even thinking about it because, as far as I knew, like, I was only involved in one theft. So I was hoping that it was over, but baby, they was just getting started. So cool. So we get on the truck. Patrick and Squidward, they come on the truck too. So I did forget to mention that at this time, I only had the first manager for maybe like a month. And then this other manager came, her name was Pearl. Pearl used to be on this team. Then she went on another team and was a manager. And then she came over here and now she's a manager. So they know Pearl, right? So Sandy like, all right, cool, we're gonna be on this track. You can be the scanner. So I'm like, no problem. Long behold, they got PS5s on this truck. So it's me, Sandy, Squidward, and Patrick again, the thieves. Even though I'm not stealing or getting no money from what they doing, but cool, I'm just doing my job. I'm getting paid by the warehouse. So cool. So what they was doing, and please y'all, don't try this at home. Please don't try this at home. This was years ago. I'm sure they done caught on by now. And I know for sure, like, anyway, let me not move too fast. So what happened was it was a space in between the warehouse and the truck, right? So what they would do is they would open the PS5s. I don't know if they had somebody drive in with them. I don't know if somebody just came later on. I don't know. All I know is it was somebody waiting under that truck while they slid that PS5 down, like they would slide it down and then they would grab it from the bottom and they would put it in the car. And they were stealing PS5s. Because I literally seen them do it one time. The way that they did it is so crazy because, like I said, that camera can see, but they was trying to like block the camera how they was doing it. It was just so weird. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. I seen once, and because you can look this way as things is coming, or you can look straight down. Man, I seen that PS5 sliding down. I said, oh no. Oh, brother. Absolutely not. I am not getting caught up in this. Doop. I don't see nothing. I'm rocking. I got my little headphones on. I'm dancing. Listen, I said the cat. Okay. So cool. So they do that. So after they do that or whatever, what's his name? Squidward come up to me like, Breeze, like, you still got a boyfriend? And I'm like, yeah, I do still got a boyfriend. He was like, oh, your boyfriend gonna let me take you out for breakfast? And I was like, I don't know. So he was like, Sandy coming. Sandy, you gonna let me treat you for breakfast? And she was like, yeah, sure, you owe me. So you could treat me for breakfast. Come on, Breeze, it's gonna be us. Ain't nothing like that. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I go to breakfast. Mind you, I told you his direct deposit didn't work. So he was like, I don't want to do direct deposit no more. I'm going to just get my paper check. So every Friday, my boyfriend had to come to the job to get a paper check. But honestly, I really wasn't thinking about him because I was a little bit over him. I think we had a little argument that morning. And because I'm like, this is your second time calling out. If you get fired, then what you gonna do? And he just like, and plus he would be playing a game all day. I told you I was the one buying the tree. We was blowing the tree. Like, I just really was exhausted. And this is why I would never let another ninja live with me. And I'm not saying I need a millionaire, but I don't want nobody that's not at least making the money that I'm making. I'm not a million. I'm not even 100,000 but I still need you to be able to do for me what I can do for myself. Carry your own weight, because I felt like I had such a heavy load on me, and it really made me start not liking him. But I just couldn't come to the grips of like just kicking him out, you know? So anyway, I wasn't thinking about him. He wasn't at work. They talking about going to breakfast. He talking about he got backwoods and he want to blow us down. So I'm like, cool. I don't care. We out here. So cool. Now, mind you, we go out after we leave. It's morning time because we work overnight. So we go. No, we didn't go to IHOP. We went to Cracker Barrel. So we went to Cracker Barrel, right? So we blew down first. We just was talking, you know, whatever. And my boyfriend had called me. I didn't answer the phone. So I didn't answer the phone, and it was just like, okay, like I don't know. So he called me again, and I didn't answer the phone because we was in conversation, and I just didn't. I don't know. I just didn't answer the phone. I should have answered the phone, but I didn't. I'm like, man, he don't need nothing. He better go back to sleep. Whatever, whatever. So they started talking about them stealing. And Swiver was like, man, you've been holding it down. Like, I've been making money off of you. I couldn't not da da da. I couldn't not take you out to breakfast. And Sandy was like, boy, you making money off of me because I'm the one that got the connects who buying stuff. Like, what Breeze doing? Breeze ain't doing nothing. She just doing her job. She don't even know what you talking about. You talk too much. Da da da. So I was like, what y'all talking about? And Skirt was like, I know you see me drop that PS5, Dale. I know you see me drop the PS5 because I did. And he looked at me, locked eyes. I'm like, oh, listen, I ain't seen nothing, okay? I ain't seen nothing. He like, yeah, so you cool. You ain't snitching. Like, so I just had to take you out to breakfast and blow you down or whatever. And I'm trying to take you from your boyfriend. And I was like, boy, bye. He was like, yeah, like my brother showed me your boyfriend. He looked like he a lame. Like, you need to give it the winning team. Da, 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 da. So we just talking whatever. Cool. My boyfriend texted me like, well, I guess you forgot about me. I'm on my way to walk to the job to get my check. And I was like, oof, because we was out for so long. I want to say we left at like 10 o'clock in the morning. And you have to get your check by 12 or 12:30. We was gone for a good 2 hours. And I was like, oof, like, oh my gosh, I forgot all about him. But I didn't want to rush them. We talking, eating. He like, you want to blow down again? I was like, nah, like I can't, like I gotta make it home or whatever. So at least I did care a little bit, but I should have answered that phone for my man. I should have, but I didn't. So cool. So I get back in my car. It's raining. When we leave the breakfast, it's raining. I'm like, oh my gosh, I know he's gonna be so mad at me. I called him, he didn't answer. So cool. So I'm driving and I'm driving slow because I know it's only one way to get there from my house. I know I'm going to see him. So I see him and he is like drenched. So I pick him up and he get in a car and he was like, he just, it is, ain't nothing. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't even hear my phone ringing. I still got it on silent. Da, 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 da. He was like he still didn't say nothing to me. I'm just like, oh my gosh, he's pissed. So I do a U-turn. I go to the job so he can go get his check. Then I go take him to cash his check or whatever. He was like, I need some tree. Like, I need some tree. You high? I'm like, yeah, I am high. I went to breakfast with my coworkers. He was like, you was at breakfast with your coworkers. Like, you forgot all about me. Like we do this every Friday. Like, you forgot all about me. Like, that's crazy. Like, I'm like, my bad. He was like, I don't feel good. I had to walk and it's raining and da da da. Like, man, I just need to smoke. Like, I need to smoke. I'm like, all right, cool. So I had a little more than a roach, a little water bug in my car. So I like gave that to him, and he was like, yeah, like we just need, because my cousin was the plug at that point, was my plug at that point. So we went to go see my cousin, or whatever. And he was like, I need to drop this money off to my mom. And I'm just like, oh, brother.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
But I felt bad because it's like, I got my man walking in the rain. So we went to my house so he could change his clothes. He came back, went to go get the tree. He got some tree for his mom and for us, and then dropped him off. Well, we went to his mom's house, blew down a little bit, and then came back home. So he was like, who was you with? Like, asking me all these questions. So I was telling him, and he was like, oh, so it was like a date? I'm like, no, it wasn't no date. It was me, Sandy, and Squidward. Like, we just went out to eat. They wanted some Cracker Barrel, and I kind of was hungry too. And I forgot all about you. Like, he was like, yeah, you forgot all about me. So we had a little, like, he was irritated with me, but I was like, whatever. You gonna be mad, you gonna be mad. So we got over that, of course, whatever. That day, I checked my Instagram, and Sandy had wrote me like, girl, please do not listen to what that boy's saying. He talked to everybody at the job, and right now he effing on Pearl. Mind you, Pearl is the manager. So a couple of days go by and we on the truck. So I don't think Sandy was on the truck with me, but I definitely was on the truck with Patrick, right? Mind you, Patrick is Squidward's brother. So I'm on the truck with Patrick, whatever, we doing our thing. Next thing I know, I see Pearl asked Squidward to come with her. So they go, it's Pearl and the big boss, like the head of the whole warehouse, right? So they take him and they take him this way, like towards the exit, but it's like offices and stuff over there too. So I'm like, oh, like what's going on? So she walked him there and then she walked back in, maybe like 10 minutes later. When I tell you about an hour goes by, it's the big boss and another boss coming to get Pearl. And then they take Pearl out. And the next day, I ain't see Pearl or Squidward. So I forgot to say, when they took Squidward out the truck, Patrick was basically snapping. I was like, because I seen it first. And I was like, Patrick, what they, like, why they taking Squidward? What's going on? So he's like, hey, yo, Squidward. Hey, yo, Squidward, what's going on? What's going on? And Pearl was like, hey, Patrick, this don't got nothing to do with you. Stay in your truck. Mind your business. He like, man, Pearl, that's my brother. That's my brother. And Squidward just kind of looked like he stole something. Like Squidward looked like he stole something. So then that's when they came and got Pearl and all of that. So a couple days, the next day go by, Pearl not there. We got a substitute manager. The next day, Pearl not there. We got a substitute manager. They not saying nothing. Now we know that because I talked to the brother, Patrick. So Patrick had told us that yeah, like his brother got fired, but he wouldn't say why. He wouldn't say why because he was in there stealing too. Sandy was stealing. So I would see him talking to Sandy and they both like kind of look worried or whatever the next day. But they never came and picked them up or whatever, right? So now it's been 3 or 4 days. We still ain't got no manager. That next week, they made us have like a little huddle, a little team meeting or whatever. They was like, all right, so Pearl no longer works here, so we have basically like a interim manager. This is who you go to if you need to call out, if you have any problems, if you have any questions. Da 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 da. So I told you, so a bunch of YNs there. They like, where Pearl go? Where Pearl go? They like, listen, she's no longer here. She's not with the company no more. That's all we can say. Da da da. So I'm like, what is going on? So I'm asking Patrick. He was like, oh, I don't know what's going on. Mind you, he knew the whole time. I know he did because Sandy told me. So people speculating what's going on or whatever because they knew that Sandy and Squidward was humping on each other. So I was like, oh my God. So I'm talking to some people because I don't think Sandy actually came in that day when they announced that, right? So I'm talking to some people and they just like, yeah, I think they found out that they was humping because they don't know nothing about them stealing. And I told you Patrick wasn't talking about nothing about them stealing. He just said his brother got fired. So I was just like, oh my gosh, like, that's crazy. Mind you, I did have him on Instagram. I had Squidward on Instagram, but I wasn't about to reach out to him. Like, I wasn't. So I want to say it was the next day where Sandy came in. So I ain't say nothing to her. But I was like, shoot, she usually go out there and blow down with Squidward. So now that he's not here, I'm going to go out and blow down with her and we're going to talk in the car. So that's exactly what I did. So I'm like, girl, I thought something happened to you. Like, because mind you, I know now that I know that they were stealing. She was like, girl, me too. I was scared. I had to take a day off. I was shaking in my boots. Like, I was scared. I'm like, girl, like, what really happened? So she starts to break it down. So she like, yeah, like, I don't know how they seen him, but they said they caught him on the camera stealing. Like, you know, they ain't say the PS5, but they caught him stealing stuff or whatever. He said that they didn't tell him what he stole, but they just know that, like, multiple times on his trucks, like, things was getting stolen. And based on the camera, they could tell it was him. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And she said, that ain't even the half. Like, that ain't even it. She was like, I ain't dealing with that ninja no more or his brother. I ain't dealing with them no more. I'm like, why? She was like, girl, you know why Pearl got fired? I was like, because they found out that they was humping on each other. She was like, no, he snitched on her. He snitched on her because Pearl, like, he was stealing stuff for Pearl too. I think he might have like stole stuff, not at her request, but he would give her stuff that he stole, whatever. So I guess he was pissed off that she was the one that fired him, and I don't think he gave her a heads up. I don't think she gave him a heads up. So she snitched on him, saying that they were sleeping together and she was stealing stuff too. I was like, are you serious? She was like, yeah, I can't fool with that because, yeah, he told me that, but I'm like, I don't know if you're going to tell on me. I don't know if your brother going to tell. Like, yeah, I ain't doing that with them no more. I was like, oh my gosh. So I was like, that is crazy. I knew I wasn't going to be stealing, but I started just thinking twice to even being on trucks with her because she didn't say she was going to stop stealing. She said she gonna start stealing with them. I don't want you to think that you got a new partner in me. You ain't got no friend in me, Sandy, because yeah, no, I need my job, okay? So anyway, time go on, nothing really happened or whatever. But I was telling my boyfriend about everything that was going on, and he was like, yeah, like that dude used to look at me weird. Like I don't know what was up with him. Like he would look at me weird, and then one day he was just like, hey, bro, like what's up? I know you Bree's boyfriend. I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm like, why you didn't tell me that? He was like, I forgot to tell you. Like, but yeah, he was weird. I'm like, yeah, he was weird. So that's the main thing that happened at the job. But let me just tell y'all more about. Did I even give the boyfriend a name? I didn't. I ain't give him a name so far. He gonna stay nameless, right? So at this time we were working. Oh, do I want to tell y'all that? We was working on going on a trip. So we was going on a trip, and he knew we was going on a trip. So basically, we had paid for our own flights and we paid for half of the Airbnb together or whatever. So when we got there or when we was on our way to go, I guess his mom needed something so called, and like it's like he could not say no. He was very much a mama's boy. He could not say no to his mama, and that just irritated me. I gave him a pass again. I keep saying this, but like that's the reason I really gave him a pass because his mom has some medical issues. But his mom was still working. Like I said, his mom was blowing on tree all day, every day. So it's like, bro, at some point you gotta say no because this is your house now. Like you live here, you're not paying nothing, and this trip is coming up, and like we need spending money. When I tell you we got on this trip, I told you this is embarrassing. We got on this trip, y'all, and we had to go shopping because we couldn't like afford. And mind you, at this point, I had like $300 on me, But this place that we went was more expensive than I thought, and it's like, damn, we was gonna be here for a week with $300 out of country. That's not cheap. Like if it ain't Bali, Thailand, none of that. Like man, and this place was expensive. Like a $2 bag of chips was $10 in this place. Like I was just like, yo. So we went to the little market. We got us some hot dogs, some bologna. Y'all was eating hot dogs and bologna on vacation, and we still wanted to blow down. So I'm buying all the tree. I'm paying for us to get in places. Like he literally had like $50 because he gave his mom money. So that pissed me off. And then for his birthday, we went out of town. We had a good time. We went to like we went to the strip club. Wait, hold on, wait. So when we was out of town, right? This what irritated me, but I still kept, we was together for a little minute. But we went to the strip club. He ain't had no money. And I wanted to pay, like, it's me and my boyfriend, whenever. I still wanted to pay for a girl to, like, dance on my boyfriend. Like, I don't know. I just thought that was cute. Like, I like doing stuff like that. I used to, right? So I picked a girl who I thought was the cutest, the nice little body or whatever, and danced on her, right? And then after that, I paid to go in a little private room because we was lit. I'm not gonna lie, we was lit. So we went to okay. The day before we went to the strip club, I had ordered this package from Shein, and it did not come on time. I looked at my account, $200 was in my account. So I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus. So yeah, that's why we went to the strip club, and I was splurging a little bit, right? So I paid $10 for a little dance, and then it was like $20 to go to the little private room for a dance. So we did that, right? So dudes is so gullible. I'm trying to tell you. So we do that, right? It's cool. We have a good time. So he was like, yeah, like, she keep looking at me. I think because we couldn't blow in this particular strip club. So I went out, then he would go out, right? So I I went out to blow and I came back. And he was like, yeah, like she came back over here. She said she wanted another dance. She said she want to come home with us. I'm like, my first thing, I probably shouldn't have said it like that, but I'm like, do you got money for that? Because don't think that she just like you. She just want to come home with it. Like, do you got money to spend on a... And we ain't gonna go into details to all that, but let me just say we ain't doing another dance, and she did not come home with us, right? So cool. So we go out for his birthday or whatever. So now my birthday's coming up, right? And we have planned this trip for a long time. And I told him, like, because now I want to say the season had like slowed down or whatever. So was he not working? I don't think he was working. I think I started working somewhere else and he wasn't working. So I told him, like, if you can't like afford to go. Oh, he did get another little job, but he got it like too close to like where my birthday was. So I'm like, if you can't afford to go, then let me know, right? The time come for me to put the money down. And he didn't say anything. I had to ask him. I'm like, oh, where your money at? And he was like, oh, I ain't gonna be able to do that. When I tell you, I have been supporting this dude for so long, I just couldn't take it anymore. And I broke up with him. And I told him he gotta move out. I'm like, I think we need some space. I think you need to move out. I don't know what to tell you. Like, this is not working for me. Like, I just got fed up because this is a special day for me and I want my man to treat me special and I'm treating you like my son. So I feel like if you couldn't do it, you should have been let me know in advance, because you not putting your money up towards it impacts me. Like, it impacts me actually being able to do it. I was able to still do it, but it's like still like it's the principle. So we end up breaking up. So the moral to that story is don't be around people while they stealing. And don't deal with no dude while he's at his lowest. Don't. Now, if you have a boyfriend and I don't know. If you got a boyfriend and he goes to his lowest and he don't got his priorities straight, I don't feel like you obligated to deal with him. If he's a good dude, he helping you, like paying bills and supporting you, taking you out on dates, taking you on trips, and then he lose his job, then stick beside that man. Like, that's something out of his control. But if this man is working and giving half of his paycheck to his mama while you're buying him Chick-fil-A, go the other way, please. Leave that man alone. Learn from the breeze. Learn from my mistakes, please. But by no means am I saying drop a good man like a hot potato just because he fall on hard times. That's not what I'm saying. But if a man fall on hard times and he not doing what he gotta do, by no means do that mean you need to struggle too. Okay? Especially if that's not your husband. But again, for the last time, if he a good man, Savannah, and it's like he couldn't control the circumstances and he lose his job or he get hurt or something like that, stick beside that man. He's a good man, Savannah. But anyway, y'all, I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. I love y'all as always. Make sure that y'all like, comment, subscribe, hype your girl up, and send me your story times. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.